So continuing the conversation about connection and trauma responses, another way to think about this is in terms of connection to self. So another thing that can happen in terms of a trauma response is a disconnection to myself. And this can be confounded by a whole lot of other societal or cultural experiences, but there could be an event in which either due to anesthesia or the extreme level of violence or the physical injury that I experienced where I really am disconnected from myself, or I have an experience of being disconnected. And since I survived that, my body can actually start to learn on a very unconscious level that when there's a threat to my safety, disconnecting is a requirement, or that's how we survive. And then when repeated over time, it can be sort of like a baseline where I sort of lose a sense of connection to myself and am always oriented outside. And that can have a lot of implications in a whole slew of circumstances. But one thing I want to think about today is how the level of connection I have to myself, which could be also understood as like a sense of really what is my energy level to get today, how am I doing emotionally, where is my creativity, what is my thought life like really just a sense of knowing myself and understanding myself. That really impacts my ability to respond to whatever the day or lifetime or week is throwing to me, right? So when I have a connection to myself, when I have a moment in which I am with myself or taking stock of this being who I am, it actually increases my ability to take on the challenges of the day. From a sense of connection, I can actually have more flexibility or more creativity or more compassion, actually for the outside world. But it starts from being able to have some connection to this internal self, to the self of who I am. And, you know, it's a little bit like the putting your oxygen mask on before you put on somebody else's. It's a little bit like that in the terms of like having the connection here is what will allow me to respond well to the needs around me and even to the people around me. But it can be something that is interrupted in a trauma response. So it's important to look for the ways of when do I feel the moments, when do I feel myself? When do I have a sense of this person here, even if it's just a little bit? And try to lean into those as a way to have more capacity for the things, the challenges within our lives.